send a copy of this demo to everybody later on. So we have here myself, Woody. I'm going to start the presentation, and that will be just a few minutes, and then Roy will continue with the demo itself. So the Web Suite, it's a relatively new product for VRP. It uses the same database and the same data that you are currently having, but you can access that data or make changes to the data from anywhere, anytime, using a PC, Android, iOS, any device that can connect to internet or intranet to your local area network can do that. The technology that is used is pretty new technology for Microsoft. It's called Core or .NET Core. That gives us a lot of flexibility in the installation. We do not need the cumbersome IIS. We don't need any compatibility to any particular browser, and it can be browsed from any machine, any operating system. The only requirement that we have is that the computer that it runs on will be a current computer supported by Microsoft, so operating system Windows 7 and above, or Windows Server 2008 and above, and in a couple years, also as Microsoft will stop the support for these versions, we will stop as well. We will go hand in hand with them. What's nice about this technology is the updates are very easy, and for the most part, if we update our application, we do not need to stop the server. For the most part, some cases we do, and if you request a change, you can just change it, and all the other users are not being interrupted. From security standpoint, it can use a VPN. It can use your intranet, which is similar to a VPN. And we can use either your choice HTTP or HTTPS. S stands for secured. In the example here, I'm connecting to our demo from the outside. So I'm going to use here visualretailplus.com, or inside the network, the computer name, demo, and we assign a port. In order to access it from the outside world, from anywhere in the world, your IT, or if we are your IT, will have to set up the router to direct the request for the web suite to this computer via a port, which I chose here 8123, but it's up to you which one you choose. Regarding licensing, we license the software by user and by number of users and by application. So for example, you want to do transfers, then you can say, I want to have 5 users, and for RP query, I want 2 users, and based on that, it will be licensed. Very simple. So we have 2 types of applications that we can use in the Web Suite, and Roy will show it to you in a few minutes. But one is applications that we develop particularly for this suite. For example, a transfer, or for example, point of sale. But the other one is your regular RP query that you use in VRP. Every single RP query that you have can be accessed via the RP query. So if you have 100 different queries, that will be one license for these users, and you can access all your queries. The point of sale, we do have point of sale on the Web Suite. It supports most of the functions. There are some limitations, of course. Our regular desktop point of sale is huge with millions of options, but the most basic functions that you need to make a sale, or what we call line busters, then you can do that. We also support the injections and the chip, and we will try to show it to you. I hope it's going to be able to communicate to the device that we are going to show it to you on. Printing of the receipt can be done on a local printer, or what most people preferred is just to send it via email to the customer. And now I'm going to hand my microphone and my screen to Roy. Roy, can you please take over the presentation?
Yes. And can you make me the presenter?
Yeah. Make presenter. And
okay, perfect.
And I will mute myself, and I will check to see if there are any questions. I will answer as it is being presented.
Okay, perfect. So I have 2 screens open here. The first one is the actual web browser on my computer. And then I also have a mirror to a Android phone that's next to me, where I'll be going through the point of sale later on. But first, I'll start out with logging in on the desktop or something like that. So I'm going to log in with my VRP username and password. My username is admin, and putting in my password here, which is 111. And when I log in, I get to see all of the modules that we have available for the web suite. And then in parentheses, we have the number of licenses that actually correlate to each one of the modules. So for instance, for the physical inventory, there's 5 people that could be using that module at any point in time. So I'll start out here. We'll go into the physical inventory. First thing it's prompting me for is the lot. Now, to set up the lots, you can go up here on the top right in the menu bar, and you can go to the lot to admin. This is where you're going to set up all of the lots. You're going to view what the statuses are for each lot. So we also have zones. So I have this first zone here. It's called Olga. The lot number for that is 1009. And currently, there's 80 items that were counted in that lot or pre-counted. And as of right now, nothing's been scanned. As associates go and they start scanning merchandise, you can refresh this here, and you'll see each of the lots being scanned, and you can see the status for each one of them. Now, if I wanted to create a new lot, same thing. I can go here to the menu, go to create new lot, enter in my zone. Let's say it's 123. My lot is 456, something like that. And I can enter in the quantities that I counted for that lot. We have buttons down here. Sometimes it might be a little difficult for somebody to, type in the numbers. So let's just say that there was 102 units. So I'll click the 102 here, and we'll confirm. And then it prompts you for the next lot. And you can keep entering these until you're done. Now, for actually scanning into the lots, you can go down here to scan inventory. First thing you have to do is put in your lot number, say 123, and then you can press enter. Oh, put in one that exists. Sorry, let me go back here to the lot admin. 1009. So we're going to go to scan inventory and 1009. Okay. First thing, it's going to ask me and prompt to scan the inventory. You can choose to play a sound if you want, and it'll make like a little confirmation if the scan actually exists or doesn't exist. And there's a bad scan sound. So I'll just enter in a UPC number here, say 805 591, and I'll press enter. And you can continue to enter in all of the UPC numbers here. You can also edit the scans and enter in the quantities and update them here. Let's just say that it was 9 units. You can confirm that. And once you're done scanning all of the lots, you can go into VRP, into the physical inventory program. And there's actually a button called Load from ROI. And all of these scans are getting stored into that table, and it will automatically prepare the physical inventory file for you in that module. So next module we have is the data collector. This is a very simple module. You can use it pretty much just to collect UPC numbers, and you can decide what you want to do with them later on in VRP. So I might have a batch ID that I called 111. You'll see these are all of the scans or UPC numbers that I have in this batch number. And I can, add or remove things here just by clicking this X and checking these checkboxes here. And when you get into VRP, you can say you want to do a receiving for these, or an add, or a subtract, or some type of transaction for all of these UPC numbers. So this one's pretty straightforward. Next thing we'll go to here is receiving against a purchase order. Very simple. You put in the store, the purchase order number, and a reference number if you'd like, along with the receiving. So I'll say that the store for this is store 1, and my PO number is 1 and 5 zeros. And we'll say my reference number is Roy. So you'll see down here at the bottom, currently there's 3 items that were scanned, and I did this earlier. Over here, you have the quantity ordered and the quantity received. I can enter in my UPC numbers here. So let me copy see. And I don't have a scanner hooked up to my computer, but you can see as you scan the UPC numbers, the quantity here gets increased. And once you receive it, it'll increase your inventory. So I can just keep scanning these items, and you'll see that the quantities get updated down here at the bottom. Next thing we have is the transfers. So I can choose which store I'm going from and to. You can see it's very similar to the regular transfer module. Here you can put in a reference number and scan your inventory below. Next thing we have is the query product. So this is very similar to the Just Look module in VRP. You can enter a UPC number here. You can enter a product number, and it'll just show you all of the inventory for it. So I have a product number called Rosie. I'm going to put that in and press enter here. Oh, okay, and down below, you'll see these are all of the stores that I have for that product number, what the current inventory levels are for each one of the sizes, colors, and wills. And then alternatively, you know, I could pick particular stores. I can just uncheck this checkbox here. We also have received to date and sold to date. And you'll notice in a lot of the reports that we have these options above the grid, and you can send results for CSV, you can email them, things like that. Next is the RP query utility. So whatever queries you have in that module, you can pick and choose which queries are actually going to show up here. So for instance, I have the Z out. I can click it here and choose my date range. I should have results for today. And you'll see down here at the bottom, it's giving me my pay type, the currency for that pay type, and the actual amount. And this applies for any query that we have in the RP query. You can also do parameters for updating merchandise through here, or if you want to create, some type of customized update to the system for doing discounts or something like that. All of that can be done through here in the RP query. Next is marrying a UPC to a SKU. Pretty much what that means is just adding a UPC assortment to a UPC that exists in VRP. So you can scan something, let's just say I have a UPC number in here that already exists, and it's a UPC child. So it's 11 ones and a 7 at the end, so 12. And you'll see here that this is the SKU 800129. It shows the picture for the product, and if I wanted to, I could remove this assortment and add something else if I wanted to. I could just do that by pressing this X here. And it'll tell you, do you want to delete the link for the SKU? And I'll just confirm that and delete it. Then if I want to, I can scan another SKU, 800129, and reassign another assortment to that parent UPC number. Next is adding of customers. So in here, I can enter in the customer information, say Roy at usplus.com, phone number 201-678-9888, say Roy Football, and I am a member, and I am at 540 Hudson Street, Hackensack. And you can fill in this other information. It's completely up to you. When you're done typing in all the information, you just press create. And now the customer has been added to the system. Next, we have the manifests or transfer manifests. You'll see down here at the bottom, I have a defaulted range of 2016 to 2017. I can enter in a manifest or reference number down here and choose to look at either opened, closed, or both open and closed manifests. And then we also have additional search options for partially received, over-received, fully received manifests, things like that. And down here at the bottom, you'll see the dates that the items were sent, the stores that they were going from and to, the quantities that were actually sent, and what's missing. So let's say for instance, this 2017 test, you'll see that there's 2 UPC numbers related to it. And as of right now, nothing has been received for it. So if I wanted to, I can step the receiving. We'll say that I'm scanning the first item. And you'll see up here at the top that one item's been scanned, and the quantity missing is now 0. Next thing we have is the return to vendor. You can pick a store, reference number. These are just scans that I had saved previously for this store. And you can choose how you want to record the cost when the transaction takes place. So you can do last received cost, last recorded cost, or the average cost. And then below you can just scan the items and finalize the transfer, or the return to vendor, I'm sorry. Next is this conveyor program. I won't really go into detail with it because there's really only one customer using it. And essentially what it does is they have conveyors where they hold merchandise on it, and they can add merchandise to the conveyor and assign slots and things like that. Next is the edit SKU. This one's pretty cool. You can edit the description, all of these fields that you see below here for any particular UPC or store or something like that. So I'll enter in a UPC, let's say 805591. And we'll do store 01. And you'll see down here at the bottom, this is the description, and I can just change it here. Something like this. You can update the sale price, cost, on hand, all different types of things. And then when you're done, you can just verify it and press Save Changes up here at the top. It's going to let you know that the fields that are currently checked are the ones that are going to be updated. So I'll go ahead and confirm that, and we'll save it. So now you'll see that this refreshed, and it's set to I am a shirt for the description. This generator is also something that I won't really go into detail with. It's something that we're developing right now. And finally is the point of sale. So I'm going to show you that both on my desktop and on the actual Android phone that I have connected to my computer. So I'll start out with my desktop. So first thing that you do, when you click the point of sale button, you have to assign what store and register number that this device belongs to. So I'm going to press this, check registration, and admins can set up the registration for each one of the devices. So in here, I can choose my register, and you'll see down below. These are all of the register numbers that I currently have with all of my devices. I'll pick this one up at the top, and we're going to say that this is store 01, and our register number is 36. And then down below, it has the actual IP address for this device. We'll go ahead and save, and we're going to go into the point of sale. Now you'll see the screen's a little bit different. Up at the top, we have our store and register number, and then I can start scanning merchandise. Immediately to the right is the discount field, so you can do $, percentage, or set a new price. These buttons here we have for attaching customers, deleting items, and finalizing a sale. So let me just scan some items in here. We'll scan 805591, and we'll scan 805624. Add another one in here. 04 5. Okay. Down below, you can change the quantities. Let's say that I wanted to do a discount only for the first item on the sale. Up here at the top, I'll say that it's going to be a percentage discount, and it's going to be 10% off. And when I'm done, I can just press this check here, apply discount to selected. And now it applied the discount. So you'll see down here at the bottom, there's a discount of $20.50. And the subtotal for this item is $184.50. And the total price for the sale at the bottom here is $362.70. Now, if I wanted to attach a customer, I can go here, search for my customer information. This is very similar to the super search in the customer module. I could type in phone number, names, things like that. So we'll search for Roy. And here I am, very first customer. I'll go ahead and select this. And now I'm attached to the sale. And you'll see that indicated up here at the top with my customer ID. Let's say that I wanted to clear the customer out. I could press this button. Maybe I connected the customer by accident. Other things we could do here is finalizing of the sale. I'll go ahead and do that now. You can choose how the receipt is going to go to the customer. You can do email, paper, or both. And then you can choose how the sale is going to go through. The credit is only working on the phones because we have the Square device that we're hooking up there. We can actually have a little device that goes into the headset, and that's where you're swiping the card. There's also a Bluetooth chip device that's very small. It can fit in your pocket, and you can use that to insert the chip for the cards. So for the desktop, we'll just say that we're going to pay cash. Now it's going to finalize the sale. You'll see over here, this is just a brief overview of the receipt and what was sold. And then down here at the bottom, we have our store policy. So I'm going to minimize this now, and I'm going to bring over the phone. So I'm going to scroll down and go to the point of sale. Let me log in, put in my username and password. 1, and we'll go ahead and log in here. Now, I'm going to put the Square unit in. You'll see that indicated up here at the top. You should see a little item being hooked up here. And then we also have the reader, which you cannot see, but it's sitting next to me, and it's about the size of, half the size of a cell phone, I would say, yeah. Okay, so we'll go here into the point of sale. You can hook up a Bluetooth scanner. I have one next to me, and I don't have any barcodes to actually scan in front of me at the moment, but I'm going to just type in my SKU number. Let's say that's 05591. I'm going to enter that. And you'll see right down here at the bottom, the product information, very similar to what we see on the desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and finalize this one item here. And we're going to go ahead and choose credit. And I'm going to say that we're going to do paper. We'll print it out on the receipt printer over here. So we'll do credit. What it's going to do is it's going to prompt the actual point of sale Square credit card, and it's going to charge the amount that you have on there. So right now it's $184.50. I'm going to go here to credit card. And right now it's prompting me to swipe, dip, or tap the card. The little Bluetooth unit actually has the capability of the near field communication, so you can just tap the card on top of the unit. But I'm going to go ahead and swipe it here now, and we should see that the card is coming up. It's authorizing, and it approved that quickly. And then over here, I can sign. Sorry, the screen's flipping on me here, so I'll just put on my signature, and we'll go ahead and continue. And then we can text a receipt or email the receipt from here as well, from the actual Square point of sale. I'm going to say no thanks because I already have the receipt in VRP. And now that's it. The sale's actually been completed, and everything's been done. And right now it's loading the receipt in VRP, exactly the same as you saw on the desktop, and I can zoom out here a little bit. I'm not sure if you can really see all the details, but it's very similar to what we saw on the desktop. And essentially that's how the Square unit works. It's just an app that you download. You put in your username and password, and there's just a little setting that we need to enter into VRP to link the Square account to this point of sale. And it's very easy to set up. It takes maybe about 5-10 minutes at most. So yeah, that's the processing of Square on the actual Android device. You could also do it on, an iPhone or a tablet if you wanted to as well. So that was pretty much it for the webinar and the point of sale. So I'm going to move this over to Woody, and I'll let you take over, Woody.
All right. First, I would like to mention, I neglected to mention that in the beginning, that every single application is under the VRP security, and the username and passwords where the user connects to is being checked with any application. And if you go into RP query, all your queries also have permissions by user. So you can have 10 different or 20 different RP queries, but only the user that is logged in with the permission for that can do that. So that's a link that I missed. And I'd like to thank everybody for participating. Please reach out to Healy if you want to get a link of the recording of this demonstration. And hopefully we will hear from you soon. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you.